100 foot long pretty much on the road. I drove over. We later translated it to turn around, run, hide, he is watching you. Go further into the complex and there's these big abandoned buildings. I go into the building, still just python hunting. Like, who knows what these kids are doing out here. I thought it was strange, the Latin, your average kid just messing around, don't know Latin sayings like that. And then I come to this big room where there's the big pentagram. In the middle of the pentagram, there is a three-legged plastic chair with a blood stain in the bottom of it where you could tell something was killed, sacrificed, whatever. On each wall, there's 3 walls. On each wall, there's upside-down crosses, Latin sayings, and all kinds of stuff. As I'm kind of walking into the room, which, I don't want to sound like a psycho or anything, but that doll from earlier grabbed my leg. I don't know if I kicked it, I didn't see it, or what, but that doll from the rock pile somewhere else, I don't know if it was another doll or what, I never seen that other doll. I kick it, it seemed like it grabbed me, it's that same doll from earlier. Same thing with the cross on its forehead, the one eye cocked over, the other eye messed up. And so, it's very, very weird to me. It kind of like scared me.
So
right next,
it wasn't there, and then it was there. So
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it.
You didn't carry it over there.
No, I didn't touch it.
So was anybody else with you?
I had 2 guys with me that didn't even want to get out of the truck when they seen the first thing. They stayed in the truck.
So the same doll that you saw on the rock pile somehow made its way to where you were?
Yep. I don't know if it's a duplicate doll or what, but it's same.
Was there more than one of those dolls?
Only doll I seen. I'm not big on the whole supernatural thing, so I'm real doubtful of it in the first place. But to me, it was the same doll from earlier. I did not see it until it hit my foot. Right next to that doll, there is a saying on the ground that says, "The omen will follow," which to me was like the creepiest thing of the whole thing. Was like, that if you interact with any of this spirit's going to follow you. Which I'm Christian, I believe in God, and I wasn't worried. I know the good Lord has my back. But very strange, right? Very strange. As we go through, there's all kind of different stuff. In one of the rooms, there's a sleeping bag with something inside of it. I don't think it was a body, anything like that. Police went out there, investigated it. I didn't investigate further past that. Something was inside the sleeping bag, and on the walls there was, looked like red spray paint, and it said, "She was only 9, we gave her to the devil," like basically talking about sacrificing a child. And then you have this little girl's gown that's nailed to the wall with like a dark red stain on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And what was the investigation? Did you follow up and find out what they found out?
I never heard anything from it. I'm assuming they never found much from it because I never heard anything from it.
Did they know it was human blood that was in the chair?
I don't know.
Or
I don't know. I would like to think it's red spray paint, but I don't know. For the sake of the story, who knows what it was.
Yeah.
So, we continue on with our hunt. We end up starting to get out of there. The guys are like, "Dude, we want to go. We don't like this shit." I'm like, "All right, let's pack it up. Let's go." So we start making our way out, and I see flashlights. I mean, there's one road in, one road out. There's a gate at the end of it. You can't drive a vehicle in. And I mean, we're miles out here. You have to drive miles to then walk miles, right? So I see this flashlight bouncing on the side of the road as I'm driving out. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? No, I've never seen anyone out here in my life, ever. Getting closer to him. I have my pistol in my truck. I put my pistol on my lap, just in case. As I'm getting closer, about to kind of pass the guy's like, "Mike." It's my name. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm definitely shooting this guy. Like, what the fuck, And he's like, "I love your Instagram." I was like, oh shit.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing out here?" He's like, "Oh, I seen on your story a couple days you were out here python hunting, so I figured I'd come out here and take a look. He was with a buddy. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That's better than devil worshippers.
Yeah. I'm like, good luck to you. But I found some crazy shit back there. And it is fresh. Like someone was just back there doing some satanic shit. Be careful. Look out for yourself. I go on my way. I talked to him the next day. He said 5 minutes after he left me, he heard a bunch of gunshots back there. And he fucking rolled out. Left.
Whoa. So those people were still there.
Sure as shit seems like it.
Holy shit.
Sure as shit seems like it. So I do a little more investigating in myself. It turns out Aerojet, that facility itself, has this, which I've done a whole YouTube video on it. Definitely check it out. It's interesting. Has a whole satanic history. The founder of Aerojet, the guy who was working with NASA and the federal government on these space rockets, was a public Satanist. Jack Parson was a public Satanist who supposedly died in some kind of experiment, some say a satanic ritual, an explosion. And
what the fuck, man? Look at this guy.
Oh yeah, very public Satanist. He practiced what was called sex magic. And, you can imagine what that's all about. And so his wife, who I think it was his second wife, I'm not sure what, he claimed he conjured her from hell, that she was a demon, an elemental from hell. Her name was Marjorie Kimmel, the same name as my grandmother.
So this guy's a legit rocket scientist for NASA.
Full-blown Satanist.
Wow.
Public Satanist. Yeah.
What year was this?
60s, 70s, Cold War. Wow. And then Aerojet's still a thing too. It's I think it's out in Texas or I don't know what, but
bro, this is a flat out horror movie.
Yeah. And that rabbit hole goes way deeper, way deeper.
The occult history behind NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that spot is.
Jamie, will you send me that, please?
Significant for satanic rituals, and that happened during the Easter moon, which is also, I found out, I didn't know this before, high activity for satanic rituals for whatever reason. They think that they're